So it looks like we might be getting ads on our Netflix subscription now. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Robert Storms. If you guys are finding me for the first time, please do me a favor, smash that thumbs up and subscribe button. I want to take this time before we actually get into today's topic. I want to thank each and every one of you guys. My subscriber base has really been going up a lot in the past few weeks, so I really want to thank you guys so much for that. All the new people coming in, smashing the like button. Been trying to make some changes here on the channel, trying to be more positive, try to put more effort into the quality of the videos. Also, I want to thank you guys for everyone who jumped over to my secondary channel. I have a secondary channel that's dedicated to gaming. I do everything like I do here on this channel, but over there I talk about, game news, reviews, trailer breakdown, live streams, and that channel is RSG Plays. I will have the link in the description box below, as well as a pinned comment in the comment section with the link, and you guys can go over there and check that out. But yeah, seriously, thank each and every one of you guys so much for supporting the channel and subscribing, and hopefully we can build this channel up further and further. But today I want to talk about something that isn't so positive, and that is the Netflix plans to launch a cheaper ad support for Netflix. So things aren't going good for Netflix. I don't know if you guys know what's going on in the news, but things aren't going good for Netflix. They have lost tons and tons of money. They have lost investors. They are being sued by shareholders, and now they plan on launching a cheaper version but with ads. Now, me personally, it's not really going to affect me, but I do see this as a potential black eye on Netflix. And what I mean by that is Netflix has been king for the longest time, right? But as anybody who knows anything, you never stay on top forever. Like, nothing can ever stay on top forever. Like they quoted in The Matrix, everything that has a beginning has an end. We see this all the time, especially in the world of retail, right? You look at something like Toys R Us, Kmart, Sears. Sears is still kind of around, barely, but you look at like Blockbusters, Kmart, Toys R Us, things like that, and they all just, even in terms of video games, let's talk about Sega, right? Sega, you go back to the 90s, it was them and Nintendo, and now Sega is a third-party company distributing distribution games to other consoles. So nothing that stays on top always stays on top, and Netflix was the first of its kind. But there's so many different streaming services now, and I have to be honest with you, I really don't go on Netflix all that much anymore. And they keep raising their prices all the time. And now they're going to crack down on password sharing and all this and all that. And that's sort of where this stuff's starting to fall, and the dominoes are starting to fall, and Netflix is kind of going downhill. And there's all types of talking about, like, there's so many like debates on, is it right, is it wrong, should they crack down on password sharing? Yes, technically it is stealing. It is stealing if I am paying like $14 and I'm sharing my password like with 6 people. That is technically stealing. I understand that. But at the same time, that should have been something that you cracked down on from the very beginning. You allowed it to happen for so long, right? It's like a kid. If you let a kid misbehave for so long, right? The kid is doing something and they're doing it every single day. You never correct the behavior. And then one day you just happen to like slap that kid's hand and go, no, that's bad. The kid's gonna be like, what are you talking about? I've done this for years. And now you're saying it's bad? And that's the way I feel with Netflix. So, and that's not only Netflix's biggest concern right now, is they're launching this cheaper version, so there's going to be like so many different versions of Netflix that we have to choose from. It's going to be like a very convoluted plan. And not only that, the thing is, Netflix is really spending more money than what they have, right? They are spending so much money to try to stay relevant in this world of streaming services, where they're trying to put out these new movies, new content, all this stuff. And how many of these things have come out and they absolutely failed? Like something like Cowboy Bebop. They brought out Cowboy Bebop, the live action series, forked in millions and millions of dollars into this product, and it came out and it was an absolute flop because they don't understand. I'm not talking about Netflix, but the people they got to make the show don't understand what makes these properties good. Now they're doing the live action Avatar. I'm hoping it's going to be good, but we don't know for a fact if it's going to be good. But so many times they do these movies and series, and then after a season, it's gone. You know, and then every once in a while they do get a hit, like Squid Games and Stranger Things. They do get a hit every once in a while. But if you go and actually look at their flop to success ratio, they have way more misses than they do hits. And you got to understand how much money they're forking out for all this stuff. This isn't like the prime of Netflix when we had Daredevil, Punisher, Defenders, Luke Cage, all that stuff, Stranger Things. Like we had all those things going for us years ago. And we don't really have that because why? Everybody has a streaming service now. Warner Brothers has a streaming service. Disney has a streaming services. Paramount, Peacock, like everybody has a streaming service now, and everybody is fighting for a piece of that pie. And when you're the first person out of the gate and you are on top, and everybody's looking at you going, well, why should I keep paying this much money when I'm getting Star Wars and Marvel stuff here? I'm getting like DC stuff over at Warner Brothers, you're just getting more content in other streaming services for a lesser price. And with Stranger Things going into its final season, what's going to happen to Netflix when they're losing one of their biggest properties, which is Stranger Things? And now you're adding this Netflix ad support. Like, I don't want this. Like, this is ridiculous. And granted, it's not for me because I already have a service. I'm already paying for no ads. But again, sure, this is a gateway into getting more people to come sub for you. But you had the base. You had millions upon billions of dollars coming in each and every year, but you're spending it more than you're keeping it, and you're burning through your revenue so much that you're putting yourself in a loss. Like, according to this, the streaming giant disclosed it lost 200,000 subscribers during this most recent quarter because you have nothing. There's nothing on there to support. Stuff like how movies were made or the toys that made us. These sort of things that are exclusive, you don't even bother like doing any more of them. Right? I was just on Netflix, I think yesterday, to check and see if there was anything new on there. And I love how movies were made and the toys that made us. I love documentaries on stuff that I love from my childhood. And they still have the same ones on there. And they haven't even updated. There hasn't been a new season of either one of those. Things that, you know, will do good things for your product that are cheap to make. I'm not saying that those documentaries and those series are cheap to make, but it's a lot cheaper to do a series on documentaries on how movies were made and toys that made us than it is to put millions upon millions into something like Cowboy Bebop that was an epic, massive failure for Netflix. And they continue to try to do it, and they only do it because of the IP. They do it because of the IP. When you think of Netflix, what do you think? You think Stranger Things. You think now Cobra Kai. You think some of their exclusive animes like Castlevania and stuff like that. That's stuff you need to work on. You got to stop throwing money at these big budget movies like Bright and all this stuff that doesn't really financially do well for you. You know, you do have some hits, but it just seems like you have way more misses. And now I think they're trying to do damage control, and their damage control is actually ruining even more because people are like, hey, you don't want us to share no more? Okay, we're just going to leave altogether because we can get the same stuff on other platforms, right? I can get almost the same quality stuff with Amazon Prime Video and be able to get Amazon Prime shipping in return. Disney Plus, I can get Disney Plus for half the price, get the content that I like, and then for the same price, get Hulu and ESPN Plus in 3 streaming services for the price of Netflix. Same thing with HBO Max. I can get HBO Max exclusive stuff, all my superhero stuff, all the dramas, documentaries, and everything that HBO represents, including the new House of Dragon Game of Thrones prequel show coming out for the same price as Netflix. What is Netflix giving me that the other streaming services aren't giving me? And right now, the answer is only one thing: Stranger Things. What are you going to do when Stranger Things is gone? That's the problem. Because you haven't really been doing well and moving things around. You're sticking to the same material. So yeah, Netflix is definitely in trouble right now. I don't think it's the end-all be-all, but right now I feel like they're sort of doing what GameStop was doing like a year ago, where they're basically doing damage control and they're making things worse. But that's just my thoughts on it, guys. I wonder what you guys think. How do you feel about Netflix with the password sharing going away, with a new ad service to it? Like, how do you guys feel about Netflix? And how do you feel about them spending so much money on these properties and films that just don't mount to anything? Leave those comments in the comment box below, guys. Please smash that thumbs button, subscribe to the channel for all future content. Also, guys, once again, please jump over to my gaming channel, check it out. I will have the link in the pinned comment in the comment section below. Doing all kinds of stuff over there, covering Shredder's Revenge, Final Fantasy 16, playing Kingdom Hearts, doing all kinds of stuff. So if you guys can go over there and sub, I would appreciate it. Till next time, guys, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.